everybody. I hope you guys are doing great. So, I don't know why I want to mention this. I mean, I kind of know why I want to mention it. I'm very opinionated, if you can't tell. so, there is this post going around social media where allegedly one woman was in a car with another woman, and I think she was giving her a ride or something, and she was saying how, her husband is this wonderful man and he's a good provider and everything, and she just does not love him. And, this opened up a lot of questions for people, like about, should you marry for love or an yeah? And do men marry for love or an yeah? And I don't think that there is a universal answer, but I do think, because I've observed it myself, that there are a lot of fellers in particular who will marry what they feel is the best choice, and not just what their penis wants or what their heart wants, but what they think is the best choice. Okay. Like, is this someone who's going to, help me build a legacy, if you will, and, give me children and raise them right and whatever in the heck, And again, I'm not saying that that's 100%, but I'll give an example. So I had a man say to me, a man that I was involved with, say to me, I was asking him, what do you love about me? Or, whatever. And he's like, you're such a good mom. I think you can kind of figure it out since I said that. But he was saying it before I became the mother of his child. He was saying that. And I'm like, excuse me? That's what you love about me? Is that I'm a good baby maker? That I don't want to be loved in that way by my romantic partner. I'm sorry. I mean, I want that to be amongst the things when I make you into a father, yes. But I don't want that to be the thing, because it's giving mammy. It's serving mammy realness, and I'm not a mammy. I'd rather be a lover than a mammy, high key, low key, and that's whatever you feel any way you want to. But yeah, in his mind, I was the safe choice, and I was not in a faithful situation, if you understand what I'm saying. Okay, I'm just saying. Because I clearly was not enough. Versus maybe if he had gotten with what he wanted, then I don't think he would have been looking for a woman like me on the side to help him raise his kids. But meanwhile, he's married to, the chick who gets his, not to say that I didn't get his, but it's not enough to get his. It's like you have to be that girl, if you know what I mean, like that baddie in that person's mind, whatever their idea of a baddie is. And not every man has the exact same idea of what a baddie is. There are some men who may look at me as a baddie. I don't know where they're at. Okay. I don't know where they're at, but I'm just saying. I mean, I can say that there are men who find me attractive. Now, looking at me as a baddie, maybe that's strong wording, but I'm sure there are. I mean, I've seen women who I think that I would be considered to be more attractive than, but at the same time, they have managed to find men who seem to worship the ground they walk on, if you know what I mean. So, there's what is it? There's a lid for every pot, if you will. But it's neither here nor there. I'm going off topic. About the original thing, and then I'm going to come back to marrying for love, or, what makes sense or whatever. I cannot imagine not falling in love with somebody who I can count on, who shows me love. And I don't mean in a creepy way, like some stalker or something, but obviously someone who I've chosen, and they're good to me. Like, even if it were, say, an arranged marriage or something, but he's a good husband to me. I cannot imagine, hair. Anyway, I cannot imagine developing feelings for him. That's just not how my heart works. And when I see people, and I've been in this position myself, where they're in a relationship with someone who is devoted to them and would do anything for them, and it seems to like have no impact. Like, I could give two craps, I know that you would do anything for me, but I don't care. I just don't like you. I just don't love you, kind of thing. I can't relate, because that's not how my brain and heart work. I mean, I would fall in love whether I intended to or not, which I wouldn't fight it, but I'm just saying, like, whether I intended to or not, I would fall in love with someone who was good to me the way that this woman described her husband as being. So that's the queerest part of it. And I don't mean queer as in, LGBTQIA plus. I mean, queer is an unusual, weird thing for me, is the whole, that she never developed a love for him. It's one thing if you picked him as the safe option, he's the only guy that asked and he was the safe option and everything in the beginning. But after years of marriage and this man proving himself to be a great husband for you, and you still didn't develop feelings for him, it's so odd to me. It's so odd to me, but I think there's something wrong with that person. I'm just being honest. But ironically, I have heard of that. And I'm not just talking about with men, but with women. I'm saying I've heard of that. So it's just odd. But anyway, now whether to marry for love or what makes sense, like what's practical, whatever. I'm going to be honest. I was raised to believe that you are supposed to marry for love. I was raised to believe that. At 43 years old, I've learned that that's not exactly how it's supposed to work. It's not, because love, you can have love, passion, emotions for someone who is horrible for you and who maybe they themselves are incapable of being a good parent, a good partner, etc. But, oh, I love them. So what does that mean exactly? If given the option between the two, I'm going to level with you, I would choose the practical one. I would choose the person who I think is the best fit for me, not just someone who I'm in love with. And that is crazy talk coming from me, because I am a big time lover girl. But as I mentioned, if that person is a good partner for me, I will fall in love with them by default. I mean, that's just how I am anyway. So even if it doesn't start out that I'm in love with them, I would end up falling in love with them. So I don't know. That's just my viewpoint. What else? And yeah, but no, so I don't think that just me that it has to be an in-love situation. I mean, a lot of us have shitty taste in people. We're attracted to really bad things in people. Maybe we had a, bad parent that reminds us, like, we always look for those traits of that bad parent in our spouses and stuff, whatever, or future partners. So again, love is not necessarily a requirement. Partnership, friendship, kindness, someone who I believe will look after me, genuinely has me. And I think now that part is where I would expect love, because you just imagine that the only way somebody is gonna give their all to you is if they're in love with you. But I think it also depends on the character of the person. I mean, there are some people, just like strangers, there are strangers who will literally risk their lives to save another stranger's life and die. And, we've been seeing that literally, and we're just going to leave it there. And they're not in love with the people they're saving. So in and of itself, again, love is not a requirement. you know. Now again, I can't imagine what it would be like to meet this guy who he checks off all the boxes and is wonderful to me, and I still don't love him. I would think, what the fuck is wrong with me? Because that, not only is that so unlike me, but there's something really sad about that to me. I don't know. But anyway, end rant. And as far as women, I just I can't, I feel like women are definitely way more into like, do we like the person? Though there are women who I think will absolutely gold diggers marry for practical reasons or what have you, you know. For sure, absolutely, we can't deny that. That, you'd be absurd to deny it. Yeah. But I also think that with a lot of women, they think similar to me, which is that if that man is a loving man to them and makes them happy, dedicates himself to their happiness and succeeds in making them happy, by default, they're going to end up having some kind of love for them, you know. So anyway, that's just my viewpoint. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.